In this blog, we will see how to integrate Facebook login into your Android application. So, the very first thing is to add the dependency of the Facebook SDK here. So, we have added the latest version of the Facebook SDK, and you can go through the Facebook developer documentation available here, and you can start integrating the Facebook login. So now the first thing is we need to design a layout here. So we are using three text fields here to display the ID, name and email of the Facebook account, and also here we have added a Facebook login button here. So here you can see we have added a login button which we get from the Facebook, and the details regarding the user we are populating into these three text views here. So let us now see how the integration process goes on. So we are declaring a callback manager variable here, and we have provided it as a late initialization. So here we are initializing the callback manager, and then we are specifying the permission here. I have came through few comments and a feedback that some people are not able to fetch the email address of the page of the Facebook account, and they are only able to get the secondary email address. So the reason here is you need to specify the email here in the login with read permissions, and here so we are specifying email as well as public profile so that we will get the email and also the details regarding the user like his first name, last name and the image URL. All these kinds of details we will be getting through this specifying the public profile here. So here we are initializing a callback here with the login manager, and whenever you tap on the login button and when you are successfully logged in, you can get through these things here. So here on success we are making a call for load profile here. So load profile is nothing but a method where we have declared the three text views to load the data which we get from the Facebook here. So now let us see how we are utilizing it. So here you can see here we can get the access token here. So whenever you want to send the access token to your server, that is in your real-time application, you want to store the access token of the user to make the required computations. So here you can get the access token and send it to your server and save it over there. And here you can see that we are getting the current access token. So what is mean by it means so what does it mean is whenever you generate any access token, it has some expiry time. So once it got expired, the new token is being generated. So here we are switching every time the current access token which is running currently. So here is logged in. This condition is used to check whether the user is logged in or not. So you can know that if the user is logged in, you may do some computations, and if the user is not logged in, you may ask the user to log in. So here this particular thing we use for checking the condition of the user login. And here on activity result, which means that whenever you tap on the login button and when the background thing like the login is going on, and if the login is successfully done or even it is a failure, then you can know the result over the on activity result here, and based on the result you can make the computations looking forward. And here the load profile function, here you can see we are passing the access token here. So here we have specified, right? So we are passing the access token here, and based on the access token we are fetching these particular details. Here you can see ID, first name, last name, email, and all these details we are fetching now. And after fetching these details we are setting them to our text view here. So here you can see we have specified three text views here, and now we will try to set the text ID dot. So here we have specified text ID, right? Set text, and here we are using the Kotlin synthetic binding here. So if you are having any query in the Kotlin synthetic binding, do visit the description section. There I have provided how to make the synthetic binding in Kotlin. So here for the name, what we do is like we combine both the first name and last name, and then we specify it. And here for the email, here we will be directly specifying the email string here. So this is it. And now let us try to see the. So here you can see our application is being loaded, and when you tap on the continue with Facebook button, you can see a browser is popped up, and here we are getting redirected to the facebook.com, and there it will ask us to log in. As I have already logged in to my account, here you can see it is asking me the permission to continue, and by tapping on the continue button we will be successfully logged in into the Facebook account. And here you can see we have also got our details here, like ID, first name, last name, and the email address here. So these are the basic details which we can get from the Facebook, and also you can get the user profile picture, and also there are some other services you can make, like you can make a post from your application, you can make some comments, and all these things we will be seeing in the coming tutorials. And for this tutorial we have been seeing a basic Facebook login integration for your application, and there is also some important steps to be taken care. So here in your Facebook developer account, whenever you create an application, you will be provided with an app ID. So you need to add your app ID here in the strings here. So here you need to specify your app ID, and in the manifest you need to provide them. So here you can see the custom tab activity, Facebook activity, all these things you need to be specified in your manifest file. And don't worry, I will be providing the code for this tutorial in the description section below. So here let us now see what are the things to be added. So in the developer console you need to add your Android application here, and you need to specify your package name here, and also you need to generate some key hash, and you need to add that key hash also to your Android application here. So if you are having a query on how to generate the key hash, please do let me know in the comment section below. I will do a separate video on generating key hash for the Facebook. So here in the same way, if you are dealing with iOS, you need to add the bundle ID for the iOS here, and you need to provide the necessary information required. And here we need to also turn on the single sign in. So here, so and when you are developing in development mode and in the live mode, there are two options you can see here. And to make it into live mode, you need to add the privacy policy here, and you need to select the category. And also in the advanced you can find few other so here are the few things you need to specify. Based on your application requirement, you need to specify these things. And security, all these things, I mean, it's purely based upon your requirement here. And also here you can find the roles. So whenever you are in development mode, you can make use of the test users or the admin. So in the roles, whenever you are in the development mode, you can make use of the test users and log into your application, and also the admin profile also you can use for logging in. So whenever you make into live, then you can use any Facebook account to log into your application. And here you can find the app reviews here. So whenever you want to have any other features other than the login, so here by default email is provided as a permission. I mean, the default permission is provided for fetching the user email, but if you want few more additional, I mean, things to be integrated in your application, then you need to specifically specify them, like the page feeds and all these things. If you want to integrate in your application, then surely you must be integrating them, and you must be providing a request for the Facebook to get them granted in your application. So this is the basic overview of integrating Facebook into your Android application, and the complete documentation is available here for all the different platforms here. So if you have any query in the integration, do let me know in the comment section below, and the code for this tutorial is available in the description section as I have said. And if you like this tutorial, do like, share and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on Android.